particularly pets, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role, because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we are living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hands.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 World Youth Development Forum 2026. Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds. Hello everyone, my name is Ana Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
The Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa,
Papua New Guinea,
Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role, because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we are living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, Alongside modern innovation, all youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community, the innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026. World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
Informed youth, stronger societies.
Trend, culture, and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia.
The Philippines.
Italy.
Spain,
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea.
Nigeria.
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role because we see that education is the tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia.
The Philippines.
Italy.
Spain.
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea.
Nigeria.
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role, because we see that education is the tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
The Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea.
Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role, because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
my expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community, the innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
The Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea.
Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have at school art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they are really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Ana Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
The Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea.
Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have at school art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths
are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community.
Youth as power.
Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
The Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa.
Papua New Guinea,
Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have art school, art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people to become active participants in the change.
My hope is to see a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand with the help of global collaboration and responsible use of new technologies such as AI. It cannot just only help us, the people, but also the planet that we're living, the Earth.
My expectation for the future is that I want to see more youth actually participating in sustainable goals and sustainable, impacts within the communities and stuff.
A future where sustainability is inclusive, respecting indigenous knowledge, alongside modern innovation. All youths are catalysts for change. They bring creativity, resilience, and fresh perspectives.
The most important thing is that we young people are protagonists and we think with our own head about the future. I think that my generation has to play a part in this. We cannot just stand by and watching while the world is changing, and we should take our destiny in our hand.
I think most young people, they're really plastic, flexible, and they would like to learn from others and also try to collaborate with each other. For us, we should try to really embrace the different kinds of perspective and always remember we have similar goals and mission.
I would like to see a lot more actions rather than just talk, and that's why I'm here in China to deliver impact, to showcase what it's like to create real social impact from a very, very low threshold, low grassroots level.
My expectation for the Global Youth Development Forum is to connect with young people across the world that is creating change in their community. The innovative change.
World Youth Development Forum 2026.
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 And thank you to all the leaders and guests for their speeches and their dedication to youth technological development. We will now proceed to the second part. Every breakthrough in AI technology opens a door to the future. In this session, we will hear insights from industry practitioners and learn about the latest development of large language models, intelligent driving, and humanoid robots. First, let's welcome Yang Liwei, Vice President, Volcano Engine Technology, Beijing, to share his report. Welcome.
Good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to join you, distinguished officials and guests, young friends. Good afternoon. My name is Yang Liwei from Volcano Engine. Thank you very much for the kind invitation. My topic is AI development, youth forge ahead. With advancement of AI, we were wondering how to enable AI to be more intelligently serve our clients. The end of 2022, chatbots have entered our perspective. The feature of chatbots is Q&A. Overall speaking, seems it has completed search engine and chatting functions. Was not able to complete complex tasks. It's human-centered, and it's only a tool in 2024. Whereas agent development, and in 2025, being widely used. The feature of agent is that it is self-driven. It is able to complete comprehensively a task. You can verify it. However, it's perform its tasks automatically. For agents AI, it is really popularizing the use of AI, integrating it into everyday lives of our clients, enhancing the efficiency. AI agents. There are several things I want to mention. First of all, it is able to provide better and more efficient models. Second, memory. Third, particularly when enterprises and individuals are using it, they are concerned with, of course, security.
And now China has stronger models too, including ByteDance, Doubao CDance 2.0. It was put forward during the Chinese New Year. It was quite popular. And CDance 2.0 supports multimodal materials and can be freely combined. Recently, we have witnessed your great creativity of its application in short video drama, and also individuals and enterprises have been using them to generate digital capitals and assets. So all the digital assets, including IP, music, and product images, can be the starting point for further creation. So everything can trigger inspiration. So creativity is endless and limitless. And this generation of models are consistent with physical laws. It has greater consistency in long videos, and its mobility performance has been greatly improved in its motion quality and performance. In addition, we also have better, stronger multimodal world model and universal model. That is the Doubao 2.0. We can have very precise text understanding, can understand complicated unstructured materials, including tables, and it has also better understanding of temporal sequence and also physical attributes. And its multimodal capabilities have been greatly enhanced. It also strengthens instruction following, tool invocation, and SQL understanding. We have improved the capabilities strongly related to agency, and in the long-range task scheduling and execution, the performance is great. So we will present it to you in the video, and we have a new open source open Colab program combined with the Doubao 2.0. So we can build an intelligent agent very quickly by mobilizing different skills. We can simulate customer dialogues and other tasks. So I'm having problem with video here. So I will continue. Another point I want to make is that besides the collaboration of agents, another important thing is the open wiki. It is an open source framework for agent context management we have developed. Its feature is that it can uniformly organize and manage the memory of agents through a mechanism of hierarchical loading. It can provide context on demand. It can greatly improve the response speed, reduce token consumption, and improve functional efficiency. Besides, we can search by directory to optimize information retrieval. And the multi-agents are isolated, and after the conversation, it can automatically be saved and remembered for a long time. So we have solved the technical challenge of continuity in its usage, its understanding of personal preference, and also the understanding of the context and also the long-term context. So with more interaction with the agent, it will also reflect on itself, and the results will be fed into the model end, and the model end will judge the performance of the result and then have the iteration next time. And another point of vital importance is security and safety. Volcano Engine has always used the strictest standards to demand itself. In order to cope with the internal and external data risks, we have implemented a full cybersecurity solution. We have encrypted entirely and keep the data highly confidential and physically isolated the environment and made the operations auditable to ensure security so that the data can be visible and usable by you. So to judge the development speed of AI, the most important indicator is that token number. The quality of a model is that it can be used by individual or enterprise ends. Since April 2024, the release of the Doubao LLM, in the past 2 years, its token has increased by more than 1,000 times. And by 2026, basically every public cloud in China, for every 2 tokens used, 1 is produced by Volcano Engine. While the agent is developing very rapidly, we actually reached another inflection point this year. That is the first year of the physical AI. So this technical improvement is not only about technology, but also about the relationship between human and machines. Previous AI whether it's for chatting or agency model, is eventually processes digital events. But in our data, we are handling digital tasks. And the machines are equipped with sensors and actuators, and they can perceive the world around us in a highly realistic manner. They can reason, plan, execute, and reflect. And we believe that the most significant application for physical AI would be automobile industry. It is the industry largest in the world and most mature commercialization of AI. So the AI-assisted automobile is not only putting AI into the car, but also making the cars a new species of physical AI. And I think we will have a totally new experience in terms of first interaction. So the physical AI will revolutionize the entire interaction process, shifting from mechanical kind of feeling to being down to earth and vivid. People don't need to understand machine language or read manuals to learn that they can only use natural language based on your needs and the context. You can go straight to the task. So regardless of your age or language, you understand AI or not, it will better meet your needs. So it will have a dialogue very naturally, like a real person. It knows when to respond and when to remain silent, and it can talk and sing, it can provide emotional value and change its mood according to yours. So it will be like talking to a real person. And the second major change is that its intelligence will come from the stacking of functions to the emergence of capability and intelligence. In the past, the functions are limited and fixed. It cannot satisfy customer demand, but the real AI can do things flexibly. It can understand the scenario, use tools, achieve goals, and what you feel is like it can always have emergent new capabilities, appropriate and effective, and satisfy our demand for the upper limit of AI. And thirdly, users' perception and feeling will shift from monotonous to relaxing and enjoyable because the AI is so lively and enjoyable. Through continuous interaction in the space of an automobile, people will feel more relaxed. You can enjoy the space and the mobility process more. So AI automobile is regarded a large-scale product implementation. And in 2025 and 2026, another embodied implementation would be the humanoid robots. And in recent years, I think there are two major developments. The first one is software algorithm level. Over the past few years, with the evolution of the general capability of large models, the traditional rule-based motion control algorithm has been integrated into the general language model. So now, in terms of perception, decision-making, and action-taking, it has become more generalized, breakthrough the performance of past capability. However, indeed, now we can see in model capability development or in embodied data acquisition and collection, what we are seeing right now is still at an early stage. So we need to be patient enough in this route. No matter you're using VLA model or the bold action model, it still needs continuous verification. And of course, your demand now for robots is not very complicated. If we only want it to move well, or just like keeping a pet, we want it to have very agile and free movement. Second, we want it to have very good interaction with the people. It can understand the environment well. It can interact in a limited manner with the person. So this is the current stage of the development of the model. So in the paradigm for training, I think in addition to pre-training, downstream post-training, reinforced learning, and the iteration capabilities are indeed becoming increasingly important. And from a hardware point of view, many of the hardware companies, they are using director drive models. Motors has significantly reduced the cost compared, for example, to the MIT model, which used the hydraulic system, including Boston Dynamics. So this has greatly driven down cost. At the same time, thanks to China's supply chain, we are now cutting cost by tens of times compared to before. So now the low cost of the hardware has made it possible for humanoid robots to go for enterprise and customer markets. And today I also want to talk about physical AI. So, besides this above-mentioned application, another point is the AI enterprise. We always say that the talent density is very important. I want to talk about computing power here. I want to talk about the organizational power and talents. So, the organization should be flat enough to have efficient information transmission, and also the frontline innovative talents they will have a say. And second, the decentralized decision-making and try and error will improve efficiency of innovation. And the second one is about recruitment. For example, so now in our employment, so we can see, when recruiting talents, we can see both in China and the Silicon Valley, the traditional point is to use manual process of interview, and third point is the rational use of the talents to give a full play to their initiative. Because many people are interested in training, others in supervising the model, others are in application structure. So no matter what kind of a talent you are, if you have an aspiring heart, you have rapid capability of learning, you can find your own opportunity in this era of AI development and have better development opportunities. I hope that all of you can find your position in this wave of AI development. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation. Next, let's welcome Mr. Feng Bo, Vice President of Marketing and Sales Service Department, Huawei Intelligent Automotive Solutions BU, to give us his presentation. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Wuhan. My name is Feng Bo, the Vice President of Huawei Intelligent Automotive Solution BU. So today it's my great honor to be here to address you in this forum. And we know now we stand at a defining crossroads of technical revolution and industry transformation period. As generative AI reshapes the digital world, we know a far more profound revolution is unfolding in the physical realm. It's the industrialization of physical AI. As you know, Huawei is leading in the intelligent driving industry, so which is, we can see, now is the most successful industry of physical AI. So today, my theme, the theme of my speech is the industrialization of intelligent driving technology and the opportunities for youth innovation. So physical AI, which integrates AI with real-world machinery, infrastructure, and mobility, long remained trapped in laboratories because it faced very, very critical barriers like real-time perceptions, safety-critical decision-making, hardware reliability, and large-scale reproducibility. Today, that era has ended because intelligent driving has broken through. It's really coming from concept to engineering reality. By integrating AI algorithms, sensors, computing platforms, and vehicles, intelligent driving has completed the full closed loop, from research and deployment to massive delivery, and from road testing to our daily use. It is proving that physical AI can be safe, can be reliable, and scalable. So in short, intelligent driving now is leading the entire physical AI industry into a real age of industrial implementation. So the large-scale estate implementation of intelligent driving has also accumulated rich experience and talents for more physical AI applications in the future, such as intelligent robotics and low-altitude aviation industries. So we always say that true technological maturity is measured by safety, measured by scale, and real-world experience. Today, I'm very proud to announce that Huawei Qiankun's intelligent driving systems has already accumulated around 12 billion kilometers of real road driving experience. So this massive data foundation delivers a very clear and powerful conclusion. Huawei Qiankun ADS solution achieves significantly higher safety performance than average human drivers. The safety of assisted driving, now we can see that is 4.66 times that of average of Chinese drivers. It's much more safer. And although even the human driving with the Huawei ADS proactive protection function is more than 3 times that of average Chinese drivers. So with ultra-fast response, full scenario perception, and multi-layer safety redundancy, the system consistently outperforms humans in avoiding collisions, responding to emergencies, and also maintaining stable driving under very complex conditions in China. So intelligent driving is far more than a car feature. It's a complete industrial revolution spanning chips, sensors, software, vehicle, infrastructure, and also mobility services. So in the upstream industry, we see that it includes automotive, semiconductors, high-precision sensors, and domain controllers. In the midstream, is the core part, includes intelligent driving systems, vehicle OS, cloud platforms, and data closed-loop services. And for the downstream industry, it also includes smart passenger vehicles, autonomous logistics, and robotaxis, and so on. So as a fully integrated industrial cluster, intelligent driving is poised to become the first trillion-dollar level industry, globally enabled by physical AI by 2030. It's a very huge industry. So this trillion-dollar level industry is creating unprecedented innovation opportunities for all the young talents worldwide. So we see including computer science and tech and AI, electronics and chips, automotive, transportation, or urban planning, and also the cross-disciplinary innovators. So it's a very open ecosystem that welcomes bold, young, and global minds. And let's see the trend of intelligent driving industry in China. I think most of you already know or even experienced Level 2++ advanced intelligent driving systems have become the mainstream in the Chinese consumer vehicles market. And furthermore, Level 3 conditional automotive driving has been approved by the regulatory authorities and is available on open roads in designated pilot areas and sections this year. Finally, Level 4, even Level 4 level, autonomous driving has entered a critical period of commercial validation and localized large-scale applications in many cities in China, in scenarios such as transportation, logistics, and public transportation. So we can see that after years of incubation, autonomous driving is no longer a demonstration project. It's already entering a large-scale commercialization period. So equally important, Huawei Qiankun ADS solution is fully prepared for the Level 3 era. So we have completed redundant architecture design, high-performance computing upgrades, full scenario algorithm validation, and compliance with global Level 3 regulations. So we can see that we are technically ready to embrace and lead the mass deployment of Level 3. So technology leadership always requires long-term, determined, and pressure-style investment. As we announced in Beijing Auto Show in April this year, that in 2026, Huawei will invest 18 billion RMB in the intelligent automotive solution R&D. And if we see that over the next 5 years, the total R&D investment will exceed 80 billion RMB. So we'll continue. We'll continue to focus on the core technologies to improve the safety, reduce the industrial cost, and accelerate the global accessibility for the automotive driving. So we are building for the long term. And Huawei Qiankun ADS would like to be an engine that elevates dozens of related industries as well. So automotive, semiconductors, and smart sensors, now we see that already entered massive deployment. And new materials and high reliability components also achieved large-scale application. Smart transportation infrastructure and vehicle road collaboration systems are also rapidly built in China. So cloud services, data platforms, safety certification, and after-sales services also expand globally. So we can see that one core industry drives the rise of Intel technological ecosystems. So we see a lot of young friends today. We can say that you are the generation that will define the future of mobility. The autonomous driving revolution needs your vision, needs your creativity, needs your courage, and also global perspective. So Huawei Qiankun extends a sincere and open invitation to all the young talents worldwide. So join us, join our global team, and let's build the future of smart mobility together. Finally, bringing the intelligence to every vehicle for a safer journey and a better life. This is not only our vision, but also is our promise. So based on our collaboration with Dongfeng Group, we believe this vision will be realized very soon. So thank you all. That's my speech.
Thank you, Peng Bo, for your speech. Thank you. And we can see that from coast roads, intelligent driving is turning sci-fi visions into reality and bringing tremendous entrepreneurship opportunities for young people. Next, let's welcome Leng Xiaokun, chairman of the Joint Intelligent Shenzhen, to deliver a speech. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Leng Xiaokun, chairman of Leju Intelligence Shenzhen. We established in 2016 together with the Harbin Institute of Technology. Our mission and aim was quite clear. Developing but humanoid robots was our mission. In the past 10 years, we have witnessed humanoid robots evolve from unpopular track to large-scale development. This round of humanoid robots and embodied intelligence originated from 2023, as China released a policy to guide the development of humanoid robots. The opinion clearly pointed out that humanoid robots, following computers, smartphones, and EV, are the next generation of disruptive products. So the industry has seen a major boom. Even Goldman Sachs predicted last year that by around 2035, the global market for humanoid could reach a size of 1 trillion. And we saw last year the overall financing in embodied intelligence was about 74 billion in China. And this year I saw a statistic in the first half of the year, 60 to 70% of financing was still in deep learning. So we can see the huge market potential in the future. Around 2021, we were talking about how to develop humanoid, how to enable it to enter homes and our lives, to serve for elderly care. We used a metaphor here to illustrate. We hope that it can be as smart as doctors, as cheap as home appliances. And when that happens, it will usher in a large-scale explosion. So we made the picture at that time, which is the core of our technical architecture. It is to collect data on how people do things, and after training, transfer it to the humanoid robot. The humanoid robot can do the same work as humans. With the emergence and development of large models, we found that embodied intelligence is the key solution here. So our entire architecture is already there. We have focused on making complete improvement in the whole entire chain. Embodied intelligence is now divided into 3 stages: the brain, cerebellum, and body. In fact, in the past 2 years, we have seen the first generation of humanoid robots in the stage of, I would call it, body and cerebellum, which has gradually matured. Now the real challenge is how to make it into various scenarios. The bottleneck in the brain and the bottleneck of data are the key issue here. So overall speaking, in terms of the body of the robot, we started our development in 2018 for the first generation, and now in 2026 we have developed the 6th generation of Kofu humanoid robots. Meanwhile, this iteration of 7 generations of models is based on the complete industry of China. When it comes to the humanoid robot we're selling now, the price is only several hundred thousand, so it's really highly affordable. Humanoid robots are really enjoying great momentum now. What about the other part, cerebellum? When we talk about humanoid robots, the cerebral motor control is very important in 2 areas. One is the whole body's motor control. It is able to be agile and flexible, able to move things freely, just like human beings.
And the second one is capability of terrain migration. We hope humanoid robots can walk across stairs, slopes, and grasslands, so that it have flexible capabilities of passing through and a whole body motion capability. And we have seen many humanoid dancing. That is a early stage for the whole body movement, while marathon is the early stage for going through, for crossing. But I'm confident about the prospect. In 1 year and 1.5 year at most, we can realize these stages because now we see rapid iteration of humanoid robots. For example, in the first half of last year, robot dancing is very exciting. But this year, when we release this version of the humanoid robot, you only take a video of a person dancing, and then you can adjust 2 or 3 parameters. You can train the robot, and the cost will be less than 50 yuan. So this is rapid development over the past year. So besides the cerebellum, the second part is the brain. It can be divided into parts, pre-training and post-training. Pre-training determines the intelligence of the model, and post-training decides whether it can be used in the real scenario. So after a lot of data collection, we have been focused on post-training. Based on the core models and algorithms library, we have built a closed loop. And just this week, we have issued a benchmark testing, and Kuafu was the only full-sized humanoid robot, and our application will be presented and about to be started important upcoming World Artificial Intelligence Conference. So I have talked about the brain, and the core nourishment of the brain training comes from the data, including our 14th five-year plan period, put forward the training field building, and also in Shijingshan we have built the largest humanoid robot training field. It collects 3 categories of data. It can replicate our home and work scenarios, and then the data will be used for training the humanoids. And so this is the second one is the communication structure. When we go to the factory, one of the bottlenecks for the use of humanoid or embodied intelligence, we will have a bottleneck in the communication module in terms of bandwidth, especially when we have 100, 200 humanoids functioning at the same time. So we have worked with Huawei and China Mobile and released the first 5G solution for humanoid robots, and it has been used for the torch relay on the national sports game, and also in this year's MWC in Spain, we jointly released a white paper on embodied intelligence 5G-A. After laying a foundation of data communication, we have seen a series of scenarios where large-scale humanoid robots are actually used. So last year, we are seeing only several or tens of robots, but this year we have a large-scale deployment. So in the past, we used robots in car factories and for logistics industry, and they are kind of mutually exclusive with industrial robots. But this year, we want to make these 2 categories complementary to each other, so as to have the full automation of the entire industrial process. And eventually, it will enter our home and also elderly care. So at present, we see that in the next 3 to 5 years will be a transitional period. And of course, embodied intelligence generally have 2 closed loops. That is the loop of data, brain, cerebellum, and the body. It is very similar to a mobile phone. After release a hardware platform, if you want to cover all industries, one company would not be enough, because the scenario for application is quite complicated. It needs enormous number of developers in this field to see a boom in the embodied intelligence. But now, embodied intelligence is just emerging. We need 3 to 5 years of time. And now, the main force for embodied intelligence is still in the universities. And we want to enter into the domain of developers. And we have used a competition as a approach to realize this. So last year, we have a special competition launched, and just in Austria, in Vienna, we will have the AI craft, and in China will soon hold a competition in Shijingshan, the first college students competition, which will involve 10,000 students. It covers all the major embodied intelligence in China, and all in all, we want to cultivate talents from college and then integrate them into the ecosystem. We want to build an ecosystem. This is a very important link. And we have also worked with the Shenzhen government, the Shijingshan district, and the Shanghai Lejü, and all 5 parties has established a fund to support the embodied intelligence and the young developers with data and platform entrepreneurship. We invite you to join us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much.
So technological implementation calls for cross-border wisdom. Next comes the keynote speech sessions. We have invited representatives from government, international organizations, and industries to discuss the in-depth application of AI technology. First, let's welcome Frédéric Etienne Sipon, Deputy Mayor of the Asnières-sur-Seine, France. Welcome.
Mesdames, Messieurs les responsables institutionnels, Mesdames, Messieurs les invités, chers jeunes amis, bonjour à tous et toutes. Je suis très heureux d'être aujourd'hui à Wuhan, dans cette ville pleine de vivacité, d'esprit, d'ouverture et de force d'innovation portée par la jeunesse. Wuhan n'est pas seulement une grande ville centrale de Chine, elle est également un nœud essentiel de la ceinture économique du Yangtze, dotée d'une base industrielle solide, de nombreuses ressources universitaires et d'un environnement particulièrement favorable à l'innovation. Permettez-moi tout d'abord, au nom de la ville d'Asnières-sur-Seine, de remercier les organisateurs de cet événement, ainsi que l'ensemble des partenaires de Wuhan pour leur invitation et leur soutien. Je tiens également à remercier tout particulièrement l'association d'incubateurs franco-chinois, l'AIFC. Depuis longtemps, l'AIFC accomplit un travail important et minutieux pour promouvoir la coopération territoriale franco-chinoise, les échanges entre jeunes, la mise en relation des entreprises et la concrétisation de projets innovants. Je viens d'Asnières-sur-Seine, en France. C'est la ville des impressionnistes, de Vincent van Gogh ou de Louis Vuitton, mais aussi tournée vers l'avenir avec des investissements dans l'intelligence artificielle, que ce soit pour la sécurité, la circulation ou la lumière intelligente, pour être une véritable smart city. Notre ville a déjà auparavant travaillé avec l'AIFC sur une base de coopération avec des partenaires en Chine. Si je devais évoquer ce qui m'a le plus marqué dans la culture chinoise, je dirais que ce qui me touche profondément, c'est sa capacité à relier l'histoire, la ville et l'avenir. En venant aujourd'hui à Wuhan, je ressens la même impression. Le Yangtze traverse cette ville qui possède à la fois une histoire profonde, une forte capacité industrielle moderne et une grande créativité portée par la jeunesse. Cette capacité à relier la tradition à l'avenir constitue, à mes yeux, l'une des bases les plus précieuses de la coopération franco-chinoise. Si j'étais un ambassadeur culturel, je souhaiterais faire découvrir aux jeunes Chinois non seulement les grands monuments célèbres de France, mais aussi la vie quotidienne d'une ville française, ses quartiers, ses écoles, ses espaces publics, ses mobilités vertes, sa gouvernance locale et son environnement entrepreneuriat pour les jeunes. Car le véritable échange culturel ne consiste pas seulement à se visiter mutuellement, il consiste aussi à comprendre comment l'autre vit, travaille et prépare son avenir. Dans le contexte actuel, je pense que les échanges culturels peuvent également ouvrir la voie à une coopération industrielle et à l'innovation portée par la jeunesse. Par exemple, nous réfléchissons à la possibilité de créer à l'avenir en France un parc industriel vert sino-européen ou encore une rue industrie verte chinoise. Un tel espace ne permettrait pas seulement de présenter les produits chinois verts et bas carbone, mais il pourrait aussi aider les entreprises chinoises à se connecter au marché français et européen en particulier dans les domaines des véhicules électriques, de la mobilité verte, des technologies environnementales, de l'efficacité énergétique et des solutions urbaines bas carbone. Dans le même temps, l'intelligence artificielle peut devenir un nouvel outil de coopération. Par exemple, certaines entreprises chinoises de technologie verte, comme Beijing Fuhangsai Energy Technology Co., ont déjà commencé à explorer l'usage de l'IA pour identifier les opportunités sur le marché européen, sélectionner les informations relatives aux appels d'offres, analyser les politiques et les normes et préparer les dossiers de projets. Ce type de modèle peut aider les jeunes et les entreprises à participer plus efficacement à la coopération internationale. Il nous offre également une référence utile pour réfléchir à l'avenir d'un parc industriel vert, sino-européen ou d'une rue des industries vertes chinoises. Je suis convaincu que les jeunes peuvent jouer un rôle très important dans le partenariat stratégique global entre la France et la Chine. Les jeunes comprennent les technologies, les cultures et sont souvent disposés à franchir les frontières pour créer de nouvelles formes de coopération. À l'avenir, la relation franco-chinoise aura besoin non seulement des gouvernements et des entreprises, mais aussi de davantage de jeunes capables de devenir des acteurs des échanges culturels, des innovateurs de la transition verte et des promoteurs de la coopération à l'ère de l'intelligence artificielle. Enfin, je voudrais remercier une nouvelle fois les partenaires de Wuhan, l'AIFC, ainsi que toutes les personnes présentes aujourd'hui. J'espère que nous pourrons partir des échanges culturels, avancer vers la transition verte comme orientation, utiliser l'intelligence artificielle comme outil et faire de l'innovation portée par la jeunesse une réelle force motrice afin de rendre la coopération franco-chinoise plus concrète, plus durable et plus tournée vers l'avenir. Merci à tous. Ici.
Merci beaucoup pour votre présentation. Merci. Next, please welcome David Chua, Chief Executive Officer of National Youth Council, Singapore. Welcome.
A very good afternoon to all our young people, youth leaders, social entrepreneurs, young change makers, as well as to our distinguished guests. Singapore is well aware of the advances of AI and also the disruption it brings. And so to that end, we have established a national AI strategy, and we're now in the second version of it. Our Prime Minister has also recently this year established a National AI Council, which he chairs, and that will drive all the developments of AI in industry as well as for the community. But the real question for us is, as governments and agencies that deal with young people, what are the intentional and purposeful ways in which we can make our choices in how to use AI for the benefit of our young people? I will just share from Singapore's example briefly about how we think about it. And there are three areas in which we want to help our young people. And the first is to give them access and to equip them with AI skills and tools, but also to help them to use it wisely. And the second is that we want to also make use of AI to help them in their life transitions. There are many critical needs as they move from school to work, and no doubt AI will also cause disruptions in the job and economy, and also retrenchments, but we also want them to make use of AI to enable their transitions. And the third is to always remind our young people that you can also use AI for good and to build social bonds in communities. In how we equip our young people, our approach has been to use the Singapore Educational Master Plan done by the Ministry of Education to start to bring and acclimatize our young people to AI tools from a very young age in primary schools, secondary schools, and then in the tertiary institutions. But the key here is not just about usage. The key here is also to learn with AI, but also to do it in an ethical way and to cultivate habits of ethical usage of AI. And at the same time, the schools will then balance against the use of technology with the inculcation of critical core human skills that still remain relevant in our society today. In the area of tertiary education, our Minister of Education has made sure that the use of artificial intelligence is also infused into their learning, but also making sure that it is in tandem with sectoral and industrial developments, so that our students, when they graduate, have AI skills that are relevant to their industry sectors. So this is how we are ensuring good access for our students. In transitions, we focus on youth that are moving from school to work. And one of the work of the Ministry of Culture and Community and Youth and the National Council is to find ways to build AI-driven platforms to help our young people be matched with good mentors, good industry internships, good job tasters, and then finally good job opportunities in the market. And so we make use of AI in a centralized government platform to aggregate these opportunities. The previous technology allows us to aggregate and to scale the products. But with AI today, we can customize the journey for every graduating student. In other words, we can do a profiling tool. We can then find the job opportunities that are put out on the platform, as well as in the open web, to tailor the recommendations to their needs, so that their job search can be sharper, more customized, and they are able to land with the right opportunities in the discovery of what they want to do. So we have built a Discover platform, which we will launch next month in July, that will have tens of thousands of job opportunities hosted online. There will be profiling tools for each of them. And also, we will put industry mentors into this platform so that all young people can access the job opportunities with the right counsel and advice. Finally, we also want to make sure that our young people learn to use AI for public good. But within the public service itself in the Singapore government, we also use the tools to build ways to help our citizens, young and old. And one example will be our Government Technology Agency, where we have built platforms to identify scams online for citizens, young and old. And then once we are able to identify these threats, we can then take action to make it known to the public. So these are just some examples of how we use AI for public good, and that will inspire our young people to also think about how to use AI and its technologies similarly for public good. The other aspect of AI is we realize we can also use it to build social bonds and enhance communities. So instead of allowing societies and communities to diverge because of different echo chambers and sentiments online, we are using AI as well to showcase opportunities for joining communities, cross-marketing and making the awareness known, and also matching it with their interests, their locales, and their personalities. So now with that amount of information, AI can triage and match you to an interest group, whether it's a climate change one or animal interest group, in your local community, so that you can join them and together mobilize yourselves to do good for the local community. And so AI, other than just being used for social matching platforms, can also build social bonds. And we also use platforms like the robots to also allow for intergenerational mixing. So these are some of the ways and examples in which we want our people, especially our young people, to think about how AI solutions can enhance communities and social cohesion. In doing so, what we're trying to get at is to make sure that there's equitable access, as some of the guest speakers have pointed out. We also want to make sure that there is good discernment when they use AI. But more than that, we want to make sure that our people can contribute to the public good when they make use of AI. And also, what must remain human is that we preserve our critical thinking, we preserve our value system, our posture of humility when we approach complex problems, and that we also maintain relationships and strong communities in societies and in the country. So for us, the most empowered generation is not a generation of just digital or AI natives, and it is not the generation that uses AI the most, but rather an empowered generation for young people is the generation that uses AI in the wisest way for the public good. Thank you very much. Have an enjoyable forum.
Thank you, David, for your speech. Thank you very much. And we also see that Singapore's forward-looking initiatives on fostering young people's digital literacy offer valuable references for youth worldwide to adapt to this new AI era. Thank you. Next, let's welcome Mustafa Abbas, President of the Egyptian Youth Federation, to give us a speech.
Wow, you look amazing from here. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to start by saying it's good really to be here, to be in this room with all of you. Greetings from Egypt and from young people who are back home, would love really to be here and to see this today. Let me tell you why I'm a little impatient. The UN says only about a third of the global goals are on track. A third. And some of them are actually slipping backwards. When I read this, I don't think we have a problem with dreams. We have enough dreams. What we don't have is time. We are moving too slow. But let me say something about that number, because I asked myself when I read this, from where it even comes from. It comes from the UN's statisticians who take each goal, look at where we were in 2015 and where we promised to be by 2030. And ask a simple question. Are we on the line or behind it? It's a useful compass, but it's not perfect. And here is the part that should bother us. For many of the targets, especially in our own countries, the data is missing or not completed or not even collected. So when they are, say, third, that third of goals we can't actually measure. Think about what that means. We can't speed up what we can't even see clearly. That, to me, is the first real job for artificial intelligence. Not just to help us to reach the goals, but to help us finally to measure where we stand in real time without guessing. But here is the part I really want to hear. It depends who's holding it. Let me be straight with you. AI is not natural. It never was. It's going to do one of two things. Easier to push the gap wider between the people who build the future and the people who just sit and wait for it to arrive. Or it becomes the great equalizer, the thing that finally lets a kid from a smaller town compete with a kid from big city. So the question for us, for young people, is really simple. Are we just going to use this thing, or we are going to build it? In Egypt, we decided to build it. Let me tell you a little about how. We wrote a national AI plan, and while idea behind it was people first, tool seconds. So we started training young people, young Egyptians, tens of thousands of them in data, in machine learning, learning the real skills. And here is the part I am so proud of. We didn't keep in Cairo only. We took it to Upper Egypt, to Delta, and all rural areas, to young people who never expected to be invited to a conversation like this. Because what is good AI for use if only a handful of lucky kids can even speak its language? And we try to point it at real things, not fancy demos. Real life, helping farmers save water. In Egypt, water is everything for Egyptians. Helping a doctor reach a disease early in a clinic where there are not enough specialists. Making a government serve simple enough to use on an old phone. That's when AI stops being a toy in some labs. That's when it starts being fair. Now I lead the Egyptian Youth Federation, and I will just say this briefly. Back home, we are building something to connect young people who want to volunteer with communities that need them, and using these tools to make that matching smarter. Because empowerment to me was never only be getting a job. It's about being able to give something back to our communities. To tell a young people, you are not waiting around for someone to fix your community and your life. You can go fix it, your street, and you fix your village, your city, today. Now let me name 3 words quickly, because if I only said nice things, you shouldn't believe me. First, don't mix up access with empowerment. Handing a young person a powerful tool they were never taught to question, that's not freedom. That's just a fancier kind of dependence. We have to teach them to doubt the machine, to know when the machine lying to them with a straight face. Second, the data. The data of our part of world cannot just become somebody else's gold mine. If our young people make the data and someone else far away owns the model and keeps all the benefits, then we don't fix anything. We just rebuild the old unfairness in shiny new code. Partnership has to be to mean equals. Sharing the real know-how, not handing out charity. Third, please don't let machine push out the human part. The chatbot can answer a question. It can't sit with a family that just lost someone. It can't calm a scared student. AI should give us more time for that human works, not less. So what I am asking for from this forum, 3 simple things. Give young people real chair when the rules get written, not a photo, a vote. Invest in people before you invest in buildings. Because a computer with no trained mind behind it, it's just an expensive box. And build bridges between us. So something that works in Cairo can help someone here in Wuhan. And something born in China can lift a village in Africa. My generation didn't ask for easy times. We got tired plants and the clock that wanna stop ticking. But we also got the most powerful tool human beings have ever made, and we are the first ones young ever to grow up with it. I hope we are wise enough to handle it right. Let's be generation that made this actually serve people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa Abbas. Your presentation shows resolve of young people in the developing countries to bridge digital divide and seize opportunities amid this AI revolution. Next, please welcome Wang Junjun, General Manager, Dongfeng Motor Group Co-Limited, Yipai Automobile Technology Branch. Welcome.
Distinguished leaders, dear young friends, all and guests. Good afternoon. I'm Wang Junjun from Dongfeng Yipai Automobile Technology. It's a great honor to join you at the World Youth Development Forum and to explore together how AI is transforming mobility in our area. We can all feel it. AI is reshaping our lives at an astonishing pace. We use it to write papers, plan trips, translate documents, edit photos. It works beautifully. AI is like a new form of literacy for our time. It empowers every individual. It empowers every industry. In the automotive industry, where I work, AI is driving a fundamental transformation. AI gives car the ability to think and to make decisions for you. It can read the traffic condition on its own. It can talk to you, remember your habit. If electrification changes the engine, AI is redefining what a car truly is, giving it a brain and even emotions. Dongfeng Yipai is a young automotive tech company. Born in the AI era, we fully embrace it. We are redefining smart mobility with physical AI, with a comprehensive presence in intelligent assistant driving, intelligent cockpit, intelligent chassis, and robot taxi. Our mission is to deliver safe, reliable, and warmer mobility experience for every user. Let me share two stories with you. The first one is about a Tianyuan intelligent driving assistance. One day, I was driving home in heavy traffic. Suddenly, the car ahead braked hard. Honestly, I didn't have time to react. But the intelligent driving assistance had already detected a pedestrian crossing ahead before our vehicle even braked. my car had automatically slowed down and followed safely, all in less than a second. At that moment, I truly felt that AI-powered intelligent driving assistance had protected me. That system is what we call Tianyuan intelligent driving assistance. It perceives everything around you in real time. Pedestrian, road condition, other vehicles, even the driver's own state. If I've been driving for hours, it actively reminds me to take a break. It increases following distance, reduces speed, and keeps me in a safe driving zone. More importantly, it learns my driving style. When I'm alone and driving to work, it switches to sport mode, smooth and responsive. When I'm on a weekend trip with my family, it becomes gentle and steady, putting comfort first. So, AI-powered Tianyuan is not just a code algorithm. It's a veteran driver you can trust, safe and reliable. And it's an old friend who truly cares, warm and always there. The second story is about the intelligent cockpit. After a long day at work, I get into my car, exhausted. The vehicle automatically turns on the seat massage, plays my favorite songs, adjusts the ambient lighting and fragrance. In that moment, I feel instantly relaxed. And I think, this car is really understands me. That is our Tianyuan intelligent cockpit. It's not a passive responder waiting for voice command. It actively senses your state and serves you proactively. For example, if I say, I feel so hot, the car automatically turns on the AC and sets ventilation at my preferred temperature. If I say, I want to go for a run, the navigation immediately sets a route to my usual trail. One sentence, that's all it takes. It also connects the ecosystem of your phone, your car, and your home. It remembers your habits and optimizes your experience. What's even cooler is that it grows with you. Even if you switch to a new car, your agent moves with you, carrying all your habits and your memories, and continue to accompany you. That's our evolvable intelligent cockpit. The more you use it, the smarter it gets. The more it knows you, the better it serves. This morning, many of you test drove the latest smart vehicle from Dongfeng, including Voya, M-Hero, Epicland, ePi, Yellows, and others. I believe you have already experienced the outstanding performance, driving pleasure, and intelligent experience, all empowered by AI. Dongfeng Motor is committed to deepening cooperation with global supply chain partners. Our products are now sold in over 100 countries and regions worldwide. You can experience our latest offerings right in your own country. Looking ahead, the century-old automotive industry stands at a historical intersection with intelligent technology. The era of full-scale AI transformation in the automotive industry has arrived. To me, the true meaning of AI-empowered mobility is this: making technology equality a reality, so that every young person, no matter where they are, can travel freely and chase their dreams, so that every family can move safely, conveniently, and live a warmer, better life. Technology at Dongfeng that cuts driver dreams. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you. Now let's welcome Xing Verik, Acting Deputy Chief Economist of International Labour Organization, who will deliver a speech via video. 请看大屏幕。
My name is Xing Verik, and I'm with the International Labour Organization. And at the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for this opportunity to speak at the Thematic Forum on AI and Youth Empowerment, looking at AI and its impact on labour markets with particular focus on implications for youth and skilling. Now, let me first go to some general messaging around the challenges that young people face in the labour market. And here I just want to highlight three key messages. Now, firstly, as we see globally, as represented in the figure here from 2005 to 2026, that youth unemployment rates tend to be around 3 times that of adults. We also see this at the national country level. Secondly, we also know that youth unemployment is more vulnerable during crises, as we saw during the global financial crisis and the COVID-19 pandemic. But thirdly, it is also absolutely critical that we go beyond the unemployment rate, and we need to look at other indicators, including the share of young people not in employment and education or and training. So that includes others, not just the unemployed, but also those out of the labour force. And there are other indicators that are important too, on job quality, on wages, etc. But here I'm just recalling some of those big, important aspects around the youth challenges in the labour market. But let me come to the core of this presentation, which is on AI. It needs no introduction. Everyone is familiar with what's going on. We're all using it, and even if we don't realize that we're using it because it's in our phones, it's in our search engines, etc. But this rapid emergence of AI has created considerable anxiety about its impact on jobs, and there have been many headlines in the press and among policymakers and think tanks, international organizations, that AI is going to destroy jobs. These concerns are not new. We've seen this before in terms of previous waves of technological change. But I would stress here that the overall evidence is that such technological change does not result in massive short-term job losses, but it does create changes that are more gradual over time, and it can have implications for different parts of the labour market depending on people's profiles and the sectors they work in. And here skilling is very important. I'll come back to that. But of course, AI is evolving much faster, and this has led some people to suggest that this time is different. Now, is that the case? Well, I can't give you a full answer. We're still in the midst of this period of digital transformation and AI transformation. But let me say a few things about what ILO insights tell us. Now, this is based on work that was released last year, and I'll tell you at the end of this presentation where to find it. But this work tells us in particular that around a quarter of all jobs globally are potentially exposed to generative AI. That doesn't mean they're going to be eliminated, because in fact, according to our analysis, more jobs are likely to be transformed than replaced through automation. And we are going to any more details on that study and those insights. I would also like to point out that when we look at the impact of AI for jobs, it's not just about the quantity. What we argue is that it's more likely to be seen in terms of changes in job quality, and how we work rather than the number of jobs per se. And this will be really important to look at as the technology continues to evolve. Now let me then turn to implications for youth. And here I want to stress that we don't know yet what the impacts will be for youth. It's still work in progress, and it's being very much debated, which was precipitated in particular by a study that came out last year by Brynjolfsson and others that propose that since the widespread adoption of generative AI, early career workers now, this is in the United States, not globally, in the United States, age 22 to 25, in the most AI-exposed occupations have experienced a 16% decline in employment, even after controlling for other factors. So, this is a greater decline than others who are, older and those who are non-exposed or less exposed occupations. Now, that has led to, a lot of debate around, is it, what AI is doing to young people in these entry-level jobs? And if we had time, we could go into what that could mean. But I would stress that at this point, it's also, being challenged by other studies which suggest that there are different explanations, including the increase in work from home over this period. But without going into that debate, I would point out that we are not yet seeing big increases in the youth unemployment rates. Also, what I showed you in the global trends, you don't see those effects yet coming in terms that could be associated with AI adoption. That doesn't mean there are no effects of AI for youth. It's just not clear in the data. Will it come in the future? Now, this really goes back to what I said about what we've seen historically. We don't expect AI to create massive increase in youth unemployment, but there are different implications for young people in the workplace, depending on those occupations they have, and also their skills profile. And this is why it's important to look at those implications as well for skilling. And here I also want to draw on ILO's work in this area, particularly a new report on lifelong learning and skills for the future, which came out just last month. And in this report, there are three messages that I want to highlight. Firstly, the demand for AI and digital skills is growing, but from a low base. So it's still relatively small, and you can see that in the data that is there in the report and in that figure. But ultimately, it is still relatively small, but growing. Secondly, there is a wage premium, though, for these skills, because employers want to pay more for those types of skills, and they're willing to pay for it because of the importance they attach to it for their businesses and work processes. But the really important message is that employers don't demand these skills in isolation. What they demand is a bundle of skills that include cognitive and socio-emotional skills. So that means problem solving. That means teamwork. These remain critical skills for employers. So I think that's a very important message for young people when they think about what type of skills employers are looking for. Don't just think about the digital part, the AI part. There are other skills that are important, and not everyone's going to become an AI engineer. There are other jobs to be had, including in the health sector, in tourism, etc. So we need to also look at the skill set more broadly. So let me just then finish with some words about other policy areas, because skilling is critical, but it's not just about skilling. From an ILO perspective, in terms of promoting decent work, we also need to look at social protection and how that supports young people and others impacted by technological change. We also need to ensure that workers' rights, including those of young people, are protected and strengthened, including through social dialogue, which brings governments, employers, and workers together to look at the adoption of technologies, including AI, and their implications for businesses and for workers. We also need to continue to invest in data and evidence, because we still don't know enough, as I've pointed out, in terms of implications of AI for young people. We need to monitor carefully. We need to find new data sources to look in a robust and rigorous way on the implications of AI for young people. Now, finally, I just would stress that, comprehensive policy approaches are important, not to have any of these interventions in isolation. This is important for policymakers in terms of how they can bring different elements together to tackle the changes that we see in the labor market due to AI, both in order to promote those opportunities, particularly for young people and young people, including young women, young people with disabilities and other groups, but also then tackle those risks and challenges that emerge with the adoption of new technologies. And at this point, I would like to then just finish with the final slide to share, which gives you some information about our observatory on AI and work in the digital economy, and where you can find out more information, including the studies and reports that I've referred to. So go to that website, also our LinkedIn site, to find out more. So here, let me stop and thank you once again. It's been a real pleasure to have joined you for this important discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the economist to present his ideas about AI on youth. Thank you very much. Now let's invite Yang Yanding, General Manager of Strategy and Planning Department, Dongfeng Motor Corporation, to take the stage and release the report on artificial intelligence and the future of youth development. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yang Yanding from Dongfeng. It's really exciting to be here. Looking at this room full of young people, I feel vitality and energy. This afternoon, we have heard brilliant discussions. One shared takeaway is clear. AI isn't just the future anymore. It's the engine right now. But when the hype fades, one big question remains. Now that AI can do almost anything, what are we going to do with it? Are we just going to sit back and let it replace us? Or are we going to grab the steering wheel, take it into the real world, and make it work for humanity? After listening to the speeches from our previous guests, I would like to share 3 reflections as a response to the above questions. Reflection 1, from Elite 2 to global playground. AI is no longer confined to elite labs. It has been seamlessly integrated into our work, our daily life. In 2016, roughly 10 million people used it. Today, over 1.1 billion people are using it across every industry and scenarios. For youth, this is transformative. The barrier to entry has collapsed. Whether you wake up in Wuhan, Berlin, or San Francisco, the same powerful technology is right there on your laptop. Your starting point no longer limits your destination. AI is the great equalizer. Embrace it and start building tomorrow. Reflection 2. AI has speed. You have soul. AI and humanity each have their distinct strengths. AI can process 1 million books in seconds, but it will never feel that spark of curiosity, that rush of passion, and that wild what-if moment. Those belong to you. AI can be an excellent assistant, but you call the shots. We don't need to compete with AI. We make it our best partner and helper. When you mix the wild, boundless ideas with AI speed, together you build something neither of you could pull off alone. Reflection 3, a fundamental insight. There is no denying that AI is bringing a systematic change, and many rules have been rewritten. Yes, AI will phase out old jobs, but for every door it closes, it opens several new ones, careers that don't even exist yet. We are the most adaptable generation alive. We don't just adapt to the change, we create the future. AI can handle the grind, but it needs us to be the architects, the ethicists, the innovators. This research isn't a threat. It's a dare to prove that what humans are really good at. These shifts are real. At Dongfeng, we have seen them firsthand. That's why we launched our Dongfeng Advance 2030 strategy to be smarter, greener, and more global. But our biggest shift isn't about the new machines or software. It's about a new mindset. We trust young people, we empower young people, and we let them lead. Next, I would like to share with you 3 stories from Dongfeng. Story 1, from data clerks to breakthrough makers. In our R&D center, AI is the ultimate assistant. In the past, young engineers were stuck in the grind, writing basic codes, fixing small bugs, repeating the same tests. They were busy, but they didn't have enough time to create. Now, AI handles the routine. A week of work shrinks into just 1 day. But the real win isn't the time saved, it's the freedom gained. Take a 26-year-old engineer on our safety team. He used to spend his days drawing in 10 GB of raw data. Basically, he is a human hard drive. Today, AI does the heavy lifting, and he does the heavy thinking. He runs crash tests across 80 extreme scenarios and pushes the limits of the safety design. As he told me, I used to spend my days organizing data. Now, I actually design things and make travel safer. AI didn't replace him, it freed him to think bigger. Story 2, from tired hand to smart mind. Quality inspection used to be exhausting. Workers stood for hours, staring at a metal until their eyes blurred. Fatigue led to blind spots. Missing a tiny flaw could mean a dangerous drive. Now, AI cameras, they never blink. But our young workers didn't lose their jobs. They leveled up. They stopped using just their hands and started using their heads. One young worker told me, I used to stand here all day working with my hands, but now I use my head. I create real value with what I know. That's a real upgrade from sweets to smarts. Story 3, from waiting for a breakdown to keeping safe. Old school auto service was simple. Wait for the car to break down and then fix it. Customer complained, and then we reacted. Today, our young service team uses AI and live vehicle data to watch over cars 24 hours per day. We can predict a fault with 90% accuracy, 15 to 30 days before it happens. We fix the problem before driver even knows it exists. We turn the passive repair into active care. As one young service manager said, I'm no longer just a customer service rep. I'm a guardian of every user's road safety. That is warm, human heart of smart technology. These stories prove that what happens when young people take the wheel. But this shift shouldn't stay within one company. It belongs to all of us. So I want to leave you with 3 calls. Call 1, don't just optimize, imagine. AI is a master of the past. It feeds on history to make things faster, but it cannot dream of what doesn't exist yet. Intuition, wild ideas, leaps of faith, this belongs to you. Don't settle for merely speeding up the old world. Bring your imagination and let's build the unseen. Call 2, be the guardrails, not just the engine. Some think boundaries choke innovation, but without guardrails, speed is just a crash. Technology has no conscience. It only knows how to run. It needs us to say no when it crosses the line. Dare to explore, but keep your conscience clear. Call 3, choose the direction of tomorrow. Technology is never neutral. It reflects the values of its makers. If we leave it to a single perspective, it will only serve a few. It requires the collective will of humanity to make AI serve all. Let's cross borders and cultures to ensure this power uplifts everyone. We do not just ride the wave, we steer it. Dear friends, the future doesn't just happen. We build it step by step, idea by idea. At Dongfeng, we don't just talk about believing in youth. We hand over the keys. We build an open stage where AI handles the heavy lifting and your wild ideas turn into real cars on real roads. But this isn't just about Dongfeng. It's about every young person in this room. The future isn't a predefined destination that we just drive towards. The future is a blank map, and AI is a compass. But you decide which way is north. AI powers the future. You define it. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate the valuable viewpoints for all speakers, from urban governance and youth empowerment to industrial transformation and the global labor market. We have witnessed how artificial intelligence crosses borders and empowers drivers, diverse industries. Explorations and efforts across the globe are paving the way for young people of all countries to embrace the future. Now we move on to the youth dialogue. Today we have gathered outstanding young leaders and innovators from across the world. The theme of this session is Youth Innovation and Creation, New Tools, New Careers, and New Possibilities. Let's meet our distinguished dialogue guests. Daniel Gabrich, Program Specialist of Civil Society and Youth of UNDP Bangkok Regional Hub. Liu Haoran, co-founder of Beijing Yinian Wangxin Technology Development Company. Kevin Gutierrez Soto, founder and CEO of Romi Intelligence Optimization Network, Mexico. Wang Jing, chief scientist of the China Communications Information Technology Group. Muhammad Ali Abbas, founder of the TimTim AI-powered socially assistive robot, Pakistan. And also Dan Zeng Langjie, director and producer of Xizang Radio and Television Station. Angela Orbella, founder and president of Star Hub Agri, Italy. Ma Ruixian, account manager of the tech influencer MIT Ray and Doubao AI agent. We're also very honored to have my good friend and dear colleague Yang Zhao, anchor from CGTN China Media Group, to moderate this youth dialogue session. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Now, welcome to the Youth Dialogue. Our theme today is new tools, new jobs, and new creation. So I think today we're witnessing one of the most profound transformations in human history. So the concept of artificial intelligence has been introduced to the science community back in the 1950s. But today, AI is no longer a distant technology that only conserved for engineers and scientists, but also a tool for ordinary people just like you and me. And a tool that will reshape how we create, how we work, how we build, and how we collaborate. But at the same time, challenges remains. So who has this access to this technology or these opportunities that have been created by AI? And how can we ensure that no young person is left behind in this new wave, in this wave of emerging technologies? And how can AI become a force for inclusive and sustainable development? So that's why we have all these lovely entrepreneurs, innovators, artists, creators, and experts from all around the world to join this discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to all of your insights. Let's begin. So how about we start it off with the Benyam Gubraski from the UNDP. You're from the UNDP. So we have seen this tremendous economic potential that has been brought by AI to the Asia-Pacific region, but also we see this unequal access to those opportunities. So your organization has been providing this, this digital and AI training programs to this local people in this area. So how about we give us the big picture of this gap now and the inequality situation right now, and what those programs of your organization providing can help to reduce this inequality in this area.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here with all of you. I think the previous speakers covered a lot of the challenges that we've heard, and it's been very sobering. Thank you to all the previous speakers. Now, I mean, one number that sticks with me is, for example, that 25% of young people are not in employment, not in education, and not in training. That's the whole, these two lanes, rows, if all of you would stand up, you would not have access, right? So that's number one, right? You're out of the system, and many of you, 75% are young women who are stuck in care work and domestic work and so forth. So the question for us is how to, one, get young people, you know, work ready. So we've been looking very much together with an alliance of partners, because no one can do this alone. I think that's one of the key messages today. It's when we come together. So we're really looking at new professions and new creations that not one single entity can do. We have one initiative that's specifically focusing on rural youth, giving them access and training. And what we are seeing there is that unless you plan for the entire pathway, so for example, you want to train young people on digital marketing or digital analysis, and you've never had a computer before, right? Yeah. So how do you program for that? So for example, in just one example, we set up a hub in the University of Sulawesi, Western Sulawesi, in Indonesia, where to just reach out to these unreached, those that haven't been reached, to provide them with training, step by step, right? Not just one-off, but really a journey. So that's been very fascinating to see. But we're also seeing that young people, some of them want to be business ready. So here, another major challenge, so they have opportunity, but they want to provide support for those that are not getting that. So for example, mental health hasn't been mentioned that much today. As you know, 1 out of 7 young people are suffering from depression and mental health, and I don't think AI is helping. But we have one startup that have initiated a startup to support young people suffering from depression, and we've been providing incubation through the Youth Collab program. So this is just two pathways: business readiness, but also those that want to become work ready that haven't been reached. So there's many beautiful stories of people who are really focusing on helping governments improve their services to communities, but there are also those who are getting those communities into jobs. These are just a few initial ideas.
Right. Thank you. Helping everybody to access this new technology is a new mission for our society. And now let's move on to 浩然. So 浩然，你是这个浩然现在在做的这个事情是一个现在特别流行、特别时髦的。
浩然 AI microdramas is what you're doing right now. Short videos, right? Including this morning, we talk about the afternoon discussion. Perhaps for you, there might be a question regarding microdramas. Maybe you should create a short video for us, and Haran did create one for us. Shall we enjoy it together later, perhaps? But before that, could you please share with us your team started with traditional dramas, TV, films, and shifted to microdramas? How did AI help you in that process? And we have a lot of friends from the media. We use AI in our daily work. Sometimes we do not need to go to the site if we use AI, but actually the cost is rather high and troublesome for post-production. Is it really helping you? Thank you. It's my great pleasure to join you to share with you my view. We are a company started with traditional TV and film content. And now we have introduced AI into our day-to-day work. AI in film and TV, the biggest shift could be not only the production is cheaper and faster, but also enabling more use to engage in the industrialized film and television making, while in the past there could be a threshold. Now when many people talk about AI, they actually mention, can it generate pictures, videos based on your prompts? Although it's rather important, but in our day-to-day work, if you only know how to use the tool, it's far from enough. Film and TV is never a production. At a single point, it requires a good script, shooting, director, post-editing. Various contents, such as sound, the subsequent content distribution, and so on. It requires a very well-developed team, a quite long cycle, and a high cost at the budget to complete. But with AI, everything changed. This can be the best opportunity available for youth, because in the past, youth do not have access to these real projects. But for now, youth are able to use their AI based on their idea to very quickly to set up a persona for characters, to cover scenes, to tell stories, to create a sample video for others to see. With a sample video, which is very important for TV and television industry, we started with sample video. We started with image. We used to think that stories are told by words or language or by spoken means, but now, through our sample view, we're able to prove ourselves. This is my work, I can prove what I can do. I'm not waiting for any opportunity to come up. This is the best opportunity provided in this new era for youth. At noon, we were talking about the microdrama, the video, right? So could you please kindly play the video, which I just made during lunchtime.
In Wuhan, imagination lights the way. Young voices gather from around the world. Across cultures, connection becomes creation. With AI, ideas become a shared language. With peace, love, and youth, we draw tomorrow.
我们可以看到这个短片啊，谢谢大家，谢谢大家。
For this short video, around 11 a.m., I started with this video. It seems there are a lot of real scenes in the video, right?
So we have incorporated some real-life scenes, and we have taken some photos at the scene, and very rapidly we'll produce this video, which is unimaginable before. And Haoran is right in saying that. In the past, the young people can only be a participant in a big project because a crew can be really huge. So as a young person, it's a very small part in it. But now with the tools, young people can shoulder and can play bigger roles. Thank you, Haoran, for your sharing.
The requirement of this business has been focused on this combination of engineering and both a medical background. So have you observed these young people without those technological or medical background who can gaining this opportunity that's seized by AI in your case?
Yeah, it's crazy because my experience with AI when I was 17 years old in Microsoft Mexico, and my history is crazy. I like it. This is the moment my team and me and I developed an AI health card. The name is Romy. Romy is not only assistant in WhatsApp. It's the second company in the healthcare in Mexico because the people of the family, I search Romy for the question. Hey Romy, help me of the question. Can I drink tequila or can I drink in the other drinks with, I don't know, I need the drink. I see, can I don't know, I have diabetes, I have oncology. What is? And only it's no platform for health. It's the platform for education, complementation, and same for it's an emotional company. It's important in Mexico, in the Latin America for prevention in health.
So what's that sound? Is that your app?
Yeah, it's a
sound of your app.
Yeah.
So can you show us a little bit of your app?
Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you.
Reliable health information.
Okay.
Explaining terms, summarizing clinical documents, and guiding on symptoms. I can connect you to the right specialist. Remember, I don't replace in-person consultations. Always consult a healthcare professional for urgent matters. Si necesitas más detalles o...
Romy, can I speak 5 languages? English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and French. And also in Mexico, can I speak language in indigenous in specific for the break technology in the culture in specific?
So this model has been pre-trained by your team?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
lot of work to do because this app is providing this the healthcare consultancy to users.
Yeah.
So you need to be very professional and.
In my team, I professional medic. I search and resolve the answer and specific fine-tuning the models with it's a know that lives in specific for Mexico, Latin America for the people.
Okay, thank you, Kevin, for your sharing your story. Now we move on to 瑞贤。瑞贤是一个 AI 的研究者，同时他还是一个自媒体的。
瑞贤 is an AI researcher, but also a influencer on social media. So I have viewed his works, though it's not only about AI, it's also towards art creation. So my academic background was actually on arts, and then I have got a science and tech-based degree in MIT. So I have a very comprehensive background. So what you're doing right now is to combine your technical background with AI and art. So in the past, I've been working on engineering and technology in the past, so now I'm trying to, as a influencer, trying to combine technology with art. So how AI has empowered your creation? I think very greatly. And later I will show you some of my contents I have created. So one of the things we created is bring the relics home. That is, bring many of the exhibits from 99 countries in the British Museum in a total number of 5,000. And we have simulated how would they look if they are displayed on their homeland. So we have spent only 1 to 2 weeks on this project, which was unimaginable before AI, because the video each. So we have been engaged in visualization of data for over 10 years. So either in MIT or some major companies, it will take 2 to 3 months. But now, this time has been greatly shortened. I've been working on myself alone, and I achieved that in 1 to 2 weeks. So this is a very important thing. We are moving toward from an executor in the past. We have been spending 80% of our time for data cleansing and data mining. But now, I spend 80% on creation itself, on how to tell the story. So this is a major change and a major difference. So in this, it involves, in the future, young people can do a lot of nonprofit public expression. So in the past, this kind of nonprofit public expression may need funding, the support of various institutions, but now one individual youth will be able to turn a whole set of very valuable ideas, very refreshing ideas, which can bring us a new perspective to the world and tell it in a story. So this is something that AI has empowered. So let's look at
curious
the
about what kinds of
creation
flowers there
by
are in
region.
different regions of the world, so I web-coded this application. Based on the growth records of vegetation around the world, for example, the osmanthus in China, figs in the Mediterranean, and calendula, acacia from Africa, baobab, and the agave from Mexico, giant cacti. If the collections of the British Museum return to their homeland, so I'm coding this application. Nearly 5,000 cultural relics from 99 countries, you can see them with cards, stand in their own hometowns. Let the whole planet be illuminated by civilization, such as the Rosetta Stone in Egypt, is the key to deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs, such as the Eye of Horus. If you have been to Britain, I believe that everyone was originally interested in these. The Parthenon, you will have a deep impression. Are you curious about what myths and fairy tales around the world? So I vibe-coded this app. Click on the emoji on the earth representing myths and fairy tales, and you can hear the story. For example, Pinocchio, we can click on different languages to listen to the story. For example, in Chinese, or even the local language, such as the magic mirror in the Snow White story. King Arthur of England. You can also hear about the origin of the city of Rome, the story of Romulus and Remus, and Prometheus stealing fire from the Greeks.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
这是一个非常有意思的一个
Thank you very much for your compliments. So it's a very interesting multimedia and immersive experience. So you can try it, and you can interact with this app. And they're all empowered and facilitated by AI, right? Yes. Thank you, Rachel, for your sharing.
I'd like to introduce a very special panelist. So joining us is Yanfei, an AI-powered digital employee developed by Dongfeng Motor. Welcome, Yanfei. So Yanfei, from your perspective, how can AI help more young people to transform their inspiration and creativity into a tangible outcome or products?
As a digital employee powered by Dongfeng's Taiji large model, I see AI, or artificial intelligence, as a new bridge between imagination and reality. For many young people, creativity begins with something very small. A sentence, a picture in the mind, a sudden question, or even a feeling that this could be better. In the past, turning that first spark into something real often requires many professional skills. You need to write, design, code, calculate, present, and persuade. Many good ideas stopped too early, not because they were not valuable, but because the first step was too difficult. AI is changing that first step. It can help a young person turn a vague idea into a clear question. It can help organize thoughts into a plan, turn words into images, turn sketches into prototypes, and turn inspiration into something that can be discussed, tested, and improved. In this process, AI is not simply giving answers. It is helping young people ask better questions, see more possibilities, and move faster from I have an idea to I have a first version. To me, this is especially important because AI lowers the threshold of creation. A student without design training can express a visual concept. A young employee without years of experience can quickly understand a complex project. A small team can test ideas that once required much larger resources. But I also believe AI should not replace human imagination. The most valuable part still comes from people: curiosity, judgment, emotion, responsibility, and the courage to create something new. So when we say AI gives wings to imagination, those wings are not only about speed, they are about confidence. They allow more young people to believe. My idea matters. My creativity can be seen, and with the right tools, my imagination can become real productivity.
Okay, thank you, Yanfei. So I'll talk to you later. But we've been talking about a lot about this individual creativity, but AI is doing so much more than that. This is also transforming the entire industries, accelerating this innovation and unlocking the new forms of productivity. So now back to Yanfei. We know this car making is a super complex process. So in Dongfeng's practice, how is AI helping companies to improve or streamlining your workflow and to accelerate this journey from a rough idea into a real car? Yanfei, please.
In Dongfeng's practice, AI, or artificial intelligence, is not just a single tool. It is becoming a new capability that connects research and development, manufacturing, operations, and user services. I would describe its role in one sentence. AI helps shorten the distance between an idea and a real product in a research and development process. Young engineers and designers often begin with bold ideas, but to make those ideas work, they need data, simulation, verification, software development, and cross-team collaboration. With Dongfeng's strategic large model and different AI agents, many of these steps can become faster and more connected. For example, AI can support styling exploration, assist with software coding, help with simulation analysis, and provide engineers with more references before a decision is made. This means creative ideas can enter evaluation and iteration much earlier in manufacturing. AI also helps the production system become more flexible and responsive. Automotive manufacturing is highly complex, with different models, different orders, quality standards, and supply resources and production rhythms all need to work together. AI can support production planning, resource scheduling, quality analysis, and process optimization. In this way, innovation is not only created in a laboratory, it can be received and supported by the production line. On the user side, AI helps enterprises better understand the real needs. Through user feedback, vehicle data, service inquiries, and market signals, AI can help product teams discover patterns, improve product definition, and provide more proactive services. For Dongfeng, the deeper change is organizational. People are still responsible for asking meaningful questions, making value judgments, protecting safety, and defining quality. AI connects knowledge, data, and tools, and amplifies human creativity. So the future is not about AI replacing people. It is about people with AI becoming more creative, more efficient, and more capable of turning imagination into real industrial results.
Thank you, Yanfei. That's our the digital panelist from Dongfeng. So everybody's to give him a warm applause for give it up to Yanfei. Right. So we've been talking about how this AI is transforming the industry. So now let's move on to Mr. Wang Jing. Wang Jing is an AI expert in transportation and infrastructure. So just like the car making, so transportation and infrastructure are super massive, complex systems. It's not individual artwork. So it's involved a lot of people, a lot of system here. So how is AI changing the way that this traditional and complex system work?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's my honor to get on stage to share some thoughts on the topic. So AI is moving incredibly fast, and we are seeing its impact more and more clearly in our transportation infrastructure sector. So as Mr. Yang mentioned, transportation infrastructure products are usually highly capital intensive, highly complex, and they require a lot of stakeholders and also disciplines to get involved into it, right? And we are seeing, so there is many disciplines to get into it. So we are seeing there are a lot of things we need to get on. So in our case, in our company, over the past 2 years, we continue develop and training our domain-specific foundation models, build several high-quality domain-specific data sets, and also develop 3,000 AI-enabled use cases across different business scenarios. So I will give you 2 examples. Sorry, I cannot bring our bridge and the tunnels to the stage, but I can share the story with you. So the first one is we use our domain-specific large language model to help our engineers to draft the bridge construction plan and the technical document. And it is not widely used by the frontline engineer teams because it saves time and also improves the quality and the consistency of the technical documentation. We also use our domain-specific vision language model in the tunnel construction. So by analyzing the images of the tunnel face condition and also the geophysical sensing signal spectrum. So the model can support the more accurate geological forecasting. So it can reduce the uncertainty and improve the quality and operation of our tunnel boring machine operations. So these are only a few examples, right? So across the sector and in our company, there are many more applications are being developed and deployed. So the most exciting part we see the generative AI innovation of this trend is mainly about it's a significantly lower the barrier to build this kind of intelligent applications. So before, in the past, these kind of solutions require a large team of specialized AI engineers, right? The generalization of the model and the application is limited, so it's hard to maintain and grow the application. So today, with the right data, right tool, and the right domain knowledge, we can build and scale the applications really fast. So, but one thing I see that is not changed for the industrial AI is the basic flywheel for the data, model, and application. Only with this loop closed, the AI application can move beyond pilot and the POC quick demos to make real business value. So I hope I answer your question. I will pause here and give it back to you, Ms. Jiang.
Right. So you've been using this technology to profoundly change the way that you work in your industry. So what do you think is the biggest challenge in front of your industry of using this artificial intelligence? Because as far as you know, to develop this the AI, we need first is the large language model. You need data. You need computing power. So any of these challenges in front of your industries? To do that?
Yeah, so our company, our parent company, right, is a China Communications Construction Company. We actually invest heavily into all the fundamentals for the AI development, such as we have huge data center with GPU clusters, and also we put a lot of effort on the data set collection and also development. For example, we already built the largest scale for the BIM data set, and also for, and especially for the examples we built, right? It requires a large amount of data. For example, the tunnel construction example, we have 50,000 documents on the images of the tunnel phase condition and also the geophysical sensing signal spectrum, and also with the description on the what it is for the geo conditions, right? So we have the data set, especially that is normal for the large, like the companies, right? Yeah. From the last 100 years, we already built a lot of ports, airports, highway, and waterway dredging, right? So we we already have that data. So right now it's how could we use the domain-specific large language model, vision language model, and also the computer power to get that in real life to help our system get better, to be safer, more efficient, more sustainable. Yeah.
So do you have any plan to build your own computing power center or something like that?
Yeah, we already have that. We have 3 clusters in Xiamen, Zhongwei, and also Beijing, Mentogo. So we have a lot of these computer powers for the GPU and also the general computing. So we have this kind of computing. So we are trying to grow it more and then get more application into our workflow and also in our enterprise management.
Thank you, Mr. Wang Jing. So now let's move on to Muhammad Ali Abbas from Pakistan. So welcome. This morning we've been talking about your companies too. That was I think that was a very cool projects to deploy the robotics to the remote areas to fill up this educational gap. So tell us about your story.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. So I'm Muhammad Ali Abbas and I'm from Hapro Robotics. So we built a robot named Temtem. Why? Because there are millions of children around the world who does not have access to quality education. And they also the world needs so many quality teachers. And what about remote areas? Teachers, transfers, or quits. So that is why we build an educational robot named Temtem. And that robot helps children in their communication, in their learning. The robot can teach anything. So if we talk about remote areas, the robot is available all the time. Whereas a teacher can be transfer or quit, the robot can be here and there all the time. And the robot provides real companionship to the child. But the main feature of the robots measures the child's progress, that how the child is progressing. And by the data, with the help of these data, we can help the parents, the therapists, the teachers, and also the government in the policy making. And since we've seen before the people in Singapore already using some social robots in their educational purposes. So this is the AI use case of a robot we are implementing in our country.
So do you think your robotic teachers will replace the human teacher in the future?
No, actually, the teachers will not be replaced, but teachers will be supported by the AI tutor or robot, because the robot is helping the children with an extra attention and also a personalized attentions. A teachers may not have all the data of 40 students, but the robot can have the data and the child's identity at all the time and can specifically target where the child's weaknesses. So there are multiple childs who have strengths in some subjects or in some areas, and there are some weaknesses as well. So by using the AI, we can help them in their strengths as well and reduce their weaknesses.
Well, thank you for your sharing about how this AI is changing the education industry. So now let's move on to Angela Barber from Italy. So Angela, you are an entrepreneur, and you're also your company is providing the services to more entrepreneurs. So how do you see this, the AI changing the way the startups grow and how this the innovation ecosystem evolve?
Thank you so much for the question. Yes, so our mission is create more entrepreneurs in the world, and so how AI can help them to create. Yes, I believe in one thing, and I believe that we are in the best era. If you are young and if you want to become an entrepreneur, you are in the best era. Because 5 years ago, you didn't have the same opportunities that now you have. And so with AI, you have, if you are young, you don't have the knowledge. But now with AI, so you can empower your skills with AI, and if you have the knowledge and if you have the expertise with AI, you can go more fast. So I think it's the perfect era if you want to become an entrepreneur. And I think that the most important skills during this era is the curiosity. Okay, if you want to start a new business, you need. With the AI, you need the curiosity, the right curiosity to believe in your idea and start the business. So I think this, and the question is not how, or for example, will AI replace our job? Probably we have to put other glasses and see the world with another perspective and see what we can do with AI and what we can change the things. So nothing. If you are young and if you want to become an entrepreneur, this is your time, so start now.
Right. Thank you, Angela. So our panelists have been sharing with us about their story about how AI has been changing, no matter for individual creativity or for the industry or the group of communities. But I think the question is not only about what AI can do, but about who can get benefits from it. So how can we ensure that young people everywhere in the world can participate in this process of shaping the future? So now let's invite Dan Zeng, who's my colleagues from the media. Dan Zeng 是我这个西藏台的同事哈，是我们的也都是媒体的同行。
My colleague from the media from Xizang, a beautiful place. Could you please share with us, in your media career, what's the role of AI, how it is helping you for day-to-day work? And through journalism, what do you have observed in terms of developments in Xizang, in AI, a lot of digital infrastructure investment from Chinese government in Xizang, right? How does infrastructure change the lives of local people? Well, first of all, AI technology is bringing a lot of convenience for farmers and herdsmen. A lot of very inclusive benefits, I would say. There are many models from AI, templates in social media. People in Xizang will use their own photos, generate more interesting videos with these models, making it into something fun. Watch them while having meals together, where at other times everyone was amused. A lot of joy, actually, from day-to-day life using AI. There are many such examples in the homes of ordinary people in Xizang. And elderly people. They use this kind of templates, play with them as well. Quite magical if you have tried it. A lot of laughter brought by AI for our ordinary people. Another thing I want to mention is, for media, a lot of convenience for professionals like us as well. At communities, just like Haura mentioned before, there is a lack of staff, but AI could really help with it. It is multitasking and versatile. Although there's a lack of staff, perhaps at local level, particularly in remote areas. For example, while I was watching reports, AI can help me with reviewing. or proofreading, particularly in Xizang, where there is a vast land and the sparse population. Is really impossible to send so many reporters at every place for every station coverage.
And in addition, since Tibet is sparsely populated, and sometimes many shots are hard to come by, and sometimes we might have emergencies such as the problem with the memory card or problem with the camera itself. What should we do then? So currently, our solution is that for those creative videos, we can use AI to generate the videos. But for documentaries, we wouldn't use this kind of AI-generated contents. So it brings a lot of convenience for us. And another thing is that in the media industry, in the past, many of our job types, for example, if you are a cameraman, you might have years of experiences in this field. Maybe you have worked for post-production for years, and now it has changed. So your identity has changed from an executor of technology to a content planner. So in the AI industry, we write a script. AI can assist us a lot. So it can bring a lot of the convenience to the media content creators. Thank you, Mr. Dan Zeng, for your sharing. I hope that in the future you can bring more good works on Tibet in the future. So I will direct my question to Ruixian next. So we have been talking about content creation. You are half a scientist, and then the other half is a artist. So you have been more talking about creators, and in your communication with global creators, have you noticed how other creators using AI-based tools? Can AI facilitate your communication, exchange of ideas, etc.? I think in terms of communication, it is not only verbal or on video, it is more about the contents creation. For example, you have just now seen some of my works. Many of them are inspired by many wonderful creators from overseas, including in the visual language. I think visual language is highly easy, very easy to spread and communicate, and AI in foreign countries, the overall efficiency has become very, very high. So the influence in this area is also becoming faster and larger. I didn't expect this before. So this is a form of a content communication, in my opinion. And on top of that, let's go back to content creation. In AI creation, I think no matter as a tool or in terms of contents, the most important thing is your personal taste in art. It will ultimately decide the eventual product. So this taste needs to be built and improved. So we need to feel the things in our daily life and consume the good artworks in our daily life. So AI is not taking full control of content creation, but in terms of AI quality, I think it
huge concern for young people about this artificial is, will AI steal my job? So what is your suggestion to the young people? What skills should they have in order to thrive in the AI era instead of replaced by AI?
What skills? So for me, one is the curiosity, but yes, you...
or do you think that the AI will replace some of our jobs?
Yes, of course. But we have the opportunity to create new jobs. So we have to start to learn other skills, because now we don't need the title of the university, so we need we need the skills that the society needs. So we have to start to learning how create a better prompt, for example, and So we need a reskilling of human skill, and but I think so. This is a good opportunity and to create new jobs and new opportunities. So we have to find a balance. But one of the skills I think it's the create a better prompt and talk better, speak. So. Create the better connection with AI to create new things. So.
Well, okay, so time flies. We're running out of the time. So I want to wrap up this, Benim. I want to wrap up this panel discussion from you. So do you think the AI will eventually widen this digital dividends between the countries and regions, or will it help to narrow this gap and create more equal opportunities around the world?
Thanks so much. I think the overall message from today, at least for me, is that we have choices. And you can see, I also have the pleasure, as many of the colleagues here, to actually be serving young people. I think I have the best job in the UN. To really I work with thousands of entrepreneurs. We trained 500,000 just last year. So I'm getting the hope. And I see a lot of young people are making that choice to reach the last mile, like Mohammed was just saying, right? You're actually doing that. You're reaching those that are not reachable. And we have those like Angela, who are basically giving young people a chance to create entrepreneurship for persons with disability, whatever they might be, accessibility. So there are people who are making those choices to break that divide that can, that's upon us. Similarly, those who are choosing to work around issues around depression and mental health. It's amazing. These are young people helping other young people to not fall out of the cliff, right? So collectively, if we make the right choices, both policy, governments are here, to make investments in those that need it, but also everyone who's working private sector in the room, enablers, right, can invest their tremendous, all these trillions and trillions of dollars in R&D can also go to advancing those that are not reaching, So, and then young people I meet them every day. I'm very lucky. I'm seeing young people really cracking the challenge. So for me, where I'm sitting, I'm choosing to not just look at the positives, but also the challenges. So everyone in this room, you have choices. Let's design a future where AI doesn't decide the future of young people, but young people decide the future of how AI can be used for them. Thank you.
Exactly. So the future of AI would not only be defined by the intelligence of machines, but by how wisely we are as humans in governing and creating and sharing that kind of intelligence. Thank you so much. Thank you all of our distinguished guests and distinguished panelists for sharing your insights today. So we've been heard throughout this discussion about this, AI is not simply just a tool. It's not just a technology, but if we can make AI more accessible, more inclusive, and more human-centered, then the next generation will now simply adapt to the future. We will build it. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yang Zhao, and thank you all the panelists for sharing these insightful dialogues. And thank you so much. Please take your seat. And time flies, and our forum is about to close. Through in-depth discussions on cutting-edge technologies, exchange of global experience, insights from industry professionals, and voice from young talents, we have witnessed the tremendous impetus that artificial intelligence brings to social development and felt the vitality of global youth embracing changes and pursuing innovation. The AI revolution keeps advancing, and there is still a long way to go in empowering youth and shaping a better future. May today's exchanges and inspirations fuel our journeys ahead. We look forward to young people from all countries standing together, exploring technological frontiers with wisdom and promoting the sound development of AI with responsibility. Let us pursue dreams and create brilliance together on this new track of artificial intelligence. Once again, we thank all leaders, our distinguished guests, and young friends from across the world for your participation and wonderful sharing. The 2026 World Youth Development Forum, Thematic Forum on Artificial Intelligence and Youth Empowerment concludes successfully. We hope to see you next year. Goodbye.
Informed youth, stronger societies.
Train culture and community. Youth as power. Sustainable development.
For doing good deeds. Hello everyone, my name is Ana Ope. I'm originally from Romania,
Liberia,
the Philippines,
Italy,
Spain,
South Africa, Papua New Guinea, Nigeria,
Finland.
My project is titled the Pan-African Leadership School. At the Pan-African Leadership School, we aim to empower young people, especially students across the continent of Africa, with the necessary skills that they need to thrive into this world. Our social impact to society has been to educate young people.
What we do is we equip, mentor, and train young people in South Africa to get more involved within international relations and diplomacy in South Africa. Whether it's Johannesburg, Cape Town, or anywhere in between, we help them develop the skills necessary to be a South African diplomat.
I'm introducing my project to Greener Bricks, a climate tech company that transforms plastic waste, particularly PETs, into eco-friendly pavement brick.
In this project, we have high school art therapy for young people. We do yoga classes for the people of the neighborhood.
There's quite a few things that I think are very, very valuable when we're thinking of the future of global sustainable development. I think at the core of it, education plays a very, very key role, because we see that education is a tool that empowers young people